Welcome back to In Focus, everyone. The state of Florida continues in its fight against child exploitation and sexual abuse, this time against a quote-unquote Christmas drag show that was put on this week in Fort Lauderdale, specifically marketed towards children, which DeSantis' team says is a crime in Florida. So as of Tuesday, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and his administration will be opening an investigation for potential criminal liability. It's called going on offense. Republicans should take notes. DeSantis' press secretary Brian Griffin released a statement to Twitter on Tuesday saying this: the Department of Business and Professional Regulation, DBPR, is aware of multiple complaints about a sexually explicit performance marketed to children held in Fort Lauderdale on December 26th. The department is actively investigating this matter, including video footage and photographs from the event. DPBR will, like in other cases, take action. Exposing children to sexually explicit activity is a crime in Florida, and such action violates the department's licensing standards for operating a business and holding a liquor license. The department will share any collected evidence with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement for potential criminal liability. This is great stuff. Every state should be doing this. Every state, every Republican governor, every Republican leader should be going on offense like DeSantis' team is doing. Now, Griffin later pointed out that after the entertainment center, the James L. Knight Center, was asked about allowing kids into the show, the event description was changed from an all-ages show, but that one that may contain adult content, to adult content recommended for audiences 18 and up. Minors must be accompanied by an adult. An all-ages show with adult content, that's not an all-ages show. It's a contradiction in terms, of course. An all-ages show that contains 18 and up content is an 18 and up show. I think that all governors of other states should be mirroring these actions, again, going on offense. Journalist and president of Legacy PAC, Angie Wong, joins me now to discuss this. Angie, it's great to have you on the show. That's never made sense to me. I've seen these terms cropping up, an all-ages drag show and now an all-ages drag show that contains sexually explicit content. It's a blatant contradiction in terms. It's an oxymoron.
Yeah, no matter what you call it, it is still a drag show that has sexual content within its performance. So they can disguise it any which way they like, but it's still the same content, which is, as you mentioned earlier, against the law in Florida. So that is why Ron DeSantis, along with his team at DBPR, are investigating this, and they will be reporting their findings to law enforcement in Florida.
Now, I do want to ask, how have this is something that has really been heightened, discussions about these sexually explicit drag shows for kids. We've seen kids allowed into bars, which already is against the law in many states, most states that I'm aware of, and these performances where you have drag queens exposing themselves, often exposing their genitals or showing fake private body parts out in front of the audience with little kids in attendance. How have people gotten away with this to begin with? Why are there not angry pitchfork mobs showing up everywhere this is happening?
Right. Well, these shows start very, very innocently. It could start with a drag queen story hour where they were just reading a storybook or a dance, but then it quickly progresses into a very kind of sexually explicit show that, as you say, exposes body parts, fake genitals. I've seen shows where they even have the children touch the genitals and come up on stage to do so. My own children were exposed to this in 2016 when they had drag queen story hours at their school. And parents thought, well, they're just dressed up like Disney characters, right? Like Elsa from Frozen. And we didn't understand what was really going on. But because we allowed it to happen for multiple years, thinking this is just entertainment, it really went far beyond what any parent would imagine would be happening to their children. But ultimately, these shows wouldn't be shows without an audience. And when you look at the audience going to these drag shows, they're not fathers bringing their kids to the shows. It's usually moms and women. And we have to understand why that is, because the fathers are not into this, right? It's usually kind of women, middle age, possibly single, bringing their kids to the show.
Yeah, yeah, it really is shameful. Now, Angie, you have just started an organization called Legacy PAC to support sort of this new generation of conservative leaders, actual conservative leaders, not the Mitch McConnells and the Adam Kinzingers that the GOP has been just disgraced with for decades now. This is something what Governor DeSantis is doing in Florida. Obviously going on offense, obviously something that us on the so-called new right are in favor of. We need to see more of this, and your organization, Legacy PAC, is aimed at touting, putting these leaders on a pedestal, a much-deserved one, right?
Absolutely. And we're so excited that there's so many new stars of the new Republican Party. We are trying to get rid of the old only because they don't really stand for what we want anymore. I mean, they really have become a uniparty. And we have great new stars like Harry Lake, Ron DeSantis. Obviously, all of this America First has been started by Donald J. Trump. And we are holding the line for him because he is just one man. And we're going to need many, many Republican leaders to carry forward the American First agenda. So yeah, that's who we're supporting in 23 and 24 and beyond. We would love your support.
Well, we've got your website down below, legacy-pact.org. Everyone go check it out. Angie Wong, thank you so much for being on the show today. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Happy Christmas
Merry
and
Christmas.
all the other holidays.
Happy New Year to you, Angie. Thank you.